Caitlin Clark out for the remainder of the 2025 season, something we all think we knew was coming after what Stephanie White said earlier today. We couldn't be too sure until we see it for ourselves. And with this announcement from the GOAT's mouth herself, Caitlin Clark won't be returning this season.
Caitlin Clark just hit pause on the entire 2025 season, and the internet is losing its mind faster than a broken record on repeat. One line from her statement and fans don't know whether to cry, rage, or start cooking up wild conspiracy theories about sponsorship deals and star signs. This isn't the kind of update you skim past. It's the kind that grabs you by the collar and says, wake up, everything just changed.
Not surprising at this point, but still incredibly disappointing. Caitlin Clark officially done for the 2025 WNBA season, as she and the Fever announced on social media. The Fever and Clark saying that she tried to get back on the floor. It appears that she just ran out of time, not able to get enough confidence back in her body as the season wraps up and the playoffs are likely about to begin for Indiana. I mean, it's a gut punch that basically encompasses an entire season.
So here we are, facing the harsh reality that Caitlin Clark's basketball fairy tale might have ended before it ever truly began. The player who turned every arena into a sellout, who got casual fans to suddenly care about women's hoops, is now sidelined and looking like the most painful what-if in years. And let's be real, the whispers are already starting to spread. Is this it? Could a single injury erase the hype, the records, the highlight reels, and leave her remembered as the ultimate one-season wonder?
A statement saying this: I had hoped to share a better update, but I will not be returning to play this season. I spent hours in the gym every day with the singular goal of getting back out there. Disappointed isn't a big enough word to describe how I am feeling. I want to thank everyone who had my back through all the uncertainty. This has been incredibly frustrating, but even in the bad, there is good. The way the fans continue to show up for me and for the Fever brought me so much joy and important perspective. I am so proud of how this team has only gotten stronger through adversity this year. Now it's time to close out the season and claim our spot in the play.
Because let's be honest, the sports world forgets faster than it forgives. One day you're the golden child, the next you're a throwaway name people drop while debating if the rookie of 2026 is the real deal. Clark gave us one dazzling season, a launchpad that looked like the start of superstardom. And now? She's staring down a medical chart that makes even diehard fans start Googling stories of athletes who never made it back. It's cold, but that's sports. It doesn't care how many jerseys you sold or how many kids plastered your name on their wall. It only cares if you're still showing up on the court.
Fever have lost so many players to injury, but obviously none bigger than Clark. And there was such a wait for this second season after her magnificent rookie season. And then, the anticipation of her possibly coming back, only for that not to happen, takes a lot of air out of the room, obviously takes a lot of energy out of the fans, and is a devastating blow for not just the Fever and the WNBA, but the good news is her career is not over. But it's a tough blow when it all comes crashing down like that. And, ever since Stephanie White's.
And right now, Caitlin Clark isn't showing up on the hardwood, she's showing up at press tables with statements that feel carefully rehearsed. The message comes off less like, I'll return stronger, and more like, don't forget me while I vanish into rehab limbo. The energy has shifted completely, from a force of nature to a figure in damage control, and fans can sense it.
All right, so now, I don't know who asked the question. The young lady, shout out to you. She said, hey, are you guys gonna make an announcement? Like that, I appreciate you at least. You didn't say it as blunt as I would have, but you said it. You asked the question. Hey, because now she's saying, yeah, the plan on this West Coast trip was to evaluate. How you gonna evaluate her if she never had contact? What's the evaluation? She's been able to shoot jump shots. She's been able to run up and down the court by herself with nobody touching her. What was there to evaluate? Now you're pushing it through the weekend, leading us on, having us dangling in the air.
And of course, the trolls are loving this. The same people who couldn't spell her name a year ago are suddenly self-taught doctors. Now they're predicting she'll never play again, already dropping Greg Oden comparisons before she's even cashed her second check. It's harsh, but that's how the internet works. If you're not performing, you're just another joke. Some athletes bounce back like they're made of steel, others collapse like a stale cookie. And right now, nobody knows which way Caitlin Clark will go. She could end up as the warning sign that hype doesn't always equal staying power. The shift has been brutal. Not long ago, she was slicing up defenses, stacking points like a video game cheat code, and flashing that smile in post-game interviews like she had the whole sport figured out.
Well, there you have it, folks. My hot take from earlier this year, all of a sudden, not so hot. Caitlin Clark announced that she's going to be out for the rest of the season. Obviously, a nice little post here thanking her teammates, saying she fought back, was in the gym trying to come back. She wanted to, but Caitlin Clark not returning for the rest of the season. It makes sense considering where the Fever are at in the playoffs right now. Right now, they are making the playoffs. They're the 8th seed, so it would be the final seed there. But are they going to make much noise? Chloe Bibby just went out for the rest of the season. She was one of the...
Now every update on her injury feels like a soap opera script. Will she return? Will she be the same? Has she lost her edge? Tune in next week. Fans aren't watching highlight reels anymore. They're glued to medical updates, because it's easier than admitting they might have already seen her peak. The truth is, not every career ends with applause and a farewell tour. Some just stop, quietly. For every comeback legend, there are dozens of forgotten names buried in trivia games. And the media isn't helping. They've already started pushing takes about whether Clark was overrated, just a product of hype, or proof that women's basketball can't sustain a true superstar the way the men's game can. It's exhausting, but that's the cycle: raise you up, rip you down, move on to the next.
Caitlin Clark is out for the rest of the WNBA season. She had posted this whole statement on Instagram as well as the Fever officially announcing it just now here on this Thursday evening. And there have been some talks about from the Fever staff about her potentially trying to come back, and they had kind of been trying to drag this out as much as possible over the course of this season, but there simply seems to just not be enough time in this season for them to fully feel comfortable in getting her healthy. And the message that has been sent has always been the most important thing is her long-term health. That is what the Indiana Fever